Not only did they confirm that they're using her for content, something they said they'd never do, but to confirm that it's also rage bait content and say that out of your mouth is one of the most deplorable things. Her grandmother, her mom, and her dad are all using this child for rage bait, for engagement on their own social media platforms against this kid's consent. Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel where I dive deep into influencer culture and call influencers out for their crappy behaviors. Today, we are going to be yet again discussing Drew and Gabe, a long-awaited update that so many of you have been asking for, because they have officially confirmed that they are rage baiting using their daughter. You know, the one they said that they weren't going to never, ever exploit on the internet. The one that Drew wasn't even sure she was going to share while she was still pregnant with her because she just loved her and wanted to protect her and wanted to keep her all hers. Yeah, that baby. And I think that anyone who fully admits to using their children for rage bait deserves immediate cancellation. So we're going to talk about it. Let's go, guys. But quickly, before we get further into the content, I need to dry bag you guys just a little bit. Can you please make sure that you are subscribed to the channel? I've been informed that people have been unsubscribed from my channel, so thanks YouTube, much appreciated. And I also have a goal to hopefully hit 20K by the end of this year, and I need your help to do it. It is so very much appreciated. Thank you so much. And yeah, let's discuss the atrocious content coming out of Drew and Gabe's platforms. Shall we? So like I said, a lot of you guys had been asking for another Drew and Gabe update, and I've been keeping a close eye on them because honestly, it's just such a train wreck that you cannot look away from. And now as of recently, it's looking like all four of them, Drew and Gabe, Donna, Drew's mother, and Sierra, Cece, Gabe's sister, are all spiraling. And it's so telling when family vloggers end up rage baiting and using their children as rage bait, because it just shows you that they have absolutely zero discernible talent to keep their engagement up, to keep the engagement coming in, which is exactly the issue with Gabe. His content is boring, it's inconsistent, and the only thing getting him the likes right now is exploiting his daughter, is oversharing his daughter, and now putting her in compromising rage bait situations, all for clicks and likes on social media. It's absolutely disgusting, and I don't know how people can openly admit this and think that there will be no consequences that come of this, especially since they keep escalating it. What's next? Showing her in the car without a seatbelt on, not in her car seat? The internet is forever, and if it gets into the wrong hands, you know, CPS, DCFS, those type hands, they're gonna take this shit seriously. Do you really want a CPS investigation opened on you because you're so desperate for engagement on social media? People take protecting children seriously, except these people, evidently. And it's wild to watch because from the beginning, Drew has been lying through her teeth about Ivory's development. Now, I am in the school of thought that every baby does develop differently. There's some babies that are late walkers. There's some babies that are walking at 6 months old, and it's absolutely ridiculous to see, right? But to sit there and so confidently say, my daughter's been walking unassisted for months and months now, because they confirmed it way back when, to only go back on it, and now you're starting to say, oh, she took a couple steps here, oh, she's at the chiropractor, oh, this, that, and the other thing. No, why lie at all? Imagine being that little girl growing up and seeing just how ashamed your parents were of you and your development, that they lied to their massive following constantly because they were embarrassed, because they were ashamed. Imagine how that's gonna feel when this little girl grows up and sees all of that, because the internet is forever. And now they're rage baiting her. And I know these aren't the smartest people on the planet. I really do. I mean, Drew is a self-proclaimed stupidest person on the planet now, I saw on the Reddit site. I just don't understand how people can stoop this low, I guess. I can, because it's Drew and Gabe. But at the same time, you gotta take a step back and think like, holy shit, man. You guys literally said you weren't going to exploit your baby.
We're not gonna, me and Drew have no desire to exploit our child.
That your content wasn't going to change.
We had our social media stuff going before we were even married, well before we had a child. So I really don't see a huge shift in our content to be. Maybe, yeah, we'll have a kid in our videos because it's gonna be our baby and it's our life.
Yeah.
But it's not gonna switch from our life to, okay, this is
the life of
our baby.
Yeah,
what did my baby eat today? No, it's not gonna be stuff like that.
That you weren't even sure if you were gonna share her on social media at all.
We're not gonna just exploit my baby because I'm already having a hard time sharing my baby. Like, I don't want to show nobody, like, any pictures. I don't want to show Gabe. I'm like, it's my baby.
And now look at you. It's the only thing you share. She already lined up 25 days of Christmas smocks for Ivory because now it's November, 4th, 5th, and it's all about Christmas because Halloween's over. And it's so funny to me because last year when they started decorating November 1st, we all called out that they were going to be sick and tired of it by the time Christmas got here, and she was. She literally posted about it December 26th, tearing down her tree because she was so sick and tired of all the Christmas decorations. And this year, they have a toddler who's not mobile yet, so at least there's that. But they have a toddler who's going to be grabbing at things. And you're putting it up November 1st? Okay. Choices, I guess. So first things first is a PSA. Don't interact with their content. Oh my gosh, I have fur all over my face. So a huge reason why I wanted to do this video was just to remind everyone, please don't interact with rage bait content. Don't go to their pages and leave your comments. If you want a safe place to discuss the atrocities that are Drew and Gabe and using their daughter for content and rage bait, please head over to the Drew and Gabe Reddit sub because they are very, very good at posting literally everything. There's people that are good at finding those comments. There will be plenty to interact with there, especially with the rage bait content. But going and interacting, leaving them a comment, even if it's negative, still helps boost their engagement. So please don't just ghost, block them and go follow them on the Reddit site. That is how you can keep up with them without directly paying them to use their daughter and to use their daughter for rage bait at that. Here's a post on the Reddit site, just a PSA not to interact with their content. I love this rage clickbait, seriously the best. And Gabriel Basham decided to reply, what's the best is they fall for it every time. Oh, every time. Just keep doing it. Y'all are getting the engagement out of it. Love you guys, and y'all are the best parents for Ivory. No one else. Really? Giving their child a choking hazard makes them the best parent, or giving their child energy drinks makes them the best parents. Neglecting to get their child looked at by an actual healthcare provider makes them the best parents, allegedly. Okay, God, he's such an asshole. I agree. I said it on the one from yesterday that they are both POSs, but he's a bigger one because he admits to it and brags about it. Hope he destroys their influencer life so he has to go get an actual job. Drew has already destroyed it. Gabe is just making it worse. They were meant for each other. 100%, hands down. The thing with rage bait is it's not sustainable, especially if you keep escalating it, especially if you're using children. It will bite you in the ass one day, and one day soon with the shit that they're posting. This isn't okay to do. As they destroy their influencer job, no one will hire them for a real job with a simple Google search. Can't feel bad for someone who is intentionally putting their child in harm's way. Agreed, they would really struggle getting a job from the lack of job history and no skills in anything. And like you said, a simple Google search shows how horrible they are as people. Yeah, they're really setting themselves up for failure in their future because their content is not sustainable, not in the slightest, especially if they're going down this road and if they're spiraling as bad as we think they're spiraling, which they are, let's be real, then they are doomed because they have 39,000 weekly contributors in the Drew and Gabe Reddit. They have a laundry list of people who cannot stand them, who clock their unacceptable behavior, including times where they were racist or ableist. So good luck getting a job when your platform crashes and burns, or when it's illegal to share children on social media anymore. Cannot wait for that day to finally get here. So what is everybody up in arms about? What is everybody calling rage bait? Well, we have this post right here. Daddy-daughter breakfast run. Red Bull can even give baby wings. Ivory loves Red Bull. I think it's because it's so sweet. Facebook lifestyle. What kind of hashtag is that? What the So he posts this, Ivory with a Red Bull can, and then admits that it's 100% just rage bait. Mortgage must have really been due, and I guarantee that this has way more interaction than any of his other posts. And another one that people were really up in arms about because WTF was this one. This girl likes anything she can dip a chip in. Haha, does your 1-year-old eat tortilla chips? So at least they didn't film the meltdown of them taking it away from her after, because this is one of the most painful and terrifying choking hazards. These chips don't break down and become mushy like other chips. I remember when my little guy choked on one. He was older than Ivory was, and it was really, really scary. And on top of that, it hurt him. And we didn't give him a tortilla chip for like months after that, even though he was old enough to eat one. They are directly putting their daughter in harm's way by giving her choking hazards for engagement on Facebook. That's disgusting behavior. The caption on this post, no, my 1-year-old does not eat tortilla chips. Hope this helps. How are they gonna keep claiming to have done BLW when they break all the main rules you have to follow? All of the top choking hazards, eating while lying down, standing up, reclined in a car seat, mass amounts of snacks and sugar. BLW has structure and purpose. It's not just let them eat whatever, YOLO, LOL. I think this one is rage bait, genuinely. He saw how many more comments he got over the breakfast sausage post and is trying to get more eyes on his page now. Of course, using Ivory to do it though, and that's exactly what I said earlier. 0 discernible talents. He's boring. His content is boring. Nobody wants to see it, and he's too effing lazy to make any type of entertaining content, so he uses his daughter. Grade A parenting right there. It's so gross. He's putting her at risk because he knows it will generate engagement. They literally do not care. They don't care about her. If they did, they would not be doing anything like this. Nothing. Between this and the backless Halloween costume, I'm sure they've made bank off of Ivory today. It's so gross. Yeah. Her Halloween costume is another thing that had people pretty up in arms about because it was Little Bo Peep and it was a smock with an open back, and it's just stooping to new lows daily. I'm so effing sick of this family. They are either rage baiting because they know people will comment or are just ignorant and don't care. Probably both. I'm so sick of them. I just started letting my 2-year-old have an occasional tortilla chip. It's very rare, and I still hover over him the whole time. He doesn't eat whole hot dogs or drink coffee either. So I guess I'm just sucking the fun out of everything because, yeah, apparently there's been whole hot dogs and coffee given to her. I did see her taking the sip of coffee. I believe that was from Donna, the sip of coffee, which is just, they're all doing it for engagement. That's disgusting. Her grandmother, her mom, and her dad are all using this child for rage bait, for engagement on their own social media platforms against this kid's consent. They are creating this rage bait digital footprint behind this little baby against her consent, and it's not okay. Nobody should be okay with people using their children in this capacity. Rage bait confirmed. Okay, guys, is this fry more appropriate than a tortilla chip? No, it's not, because the only thing your daughter eats is fast food and French fries. So sad. This poor kid set up for utter failure. She doesn't even have a chance. Rage bait confirmed. Giving your content baby, daughter, things that you know she will choke on just to get some interaction on your posts to make money is just fucked up. Stop making her perform so y'all can pay bills and take her to the fucking pediatrician, you lazy ass morons. Tell us how you really feel. So get this next comment. I did have to save a 2-year-old from choking on a tortilla chip one time. So I would say yes, but she's your kid. So who gives a dang? I don't understand this thinking of she's your kid, so parent her how you want, when actively putting children in harm's way. No, That goes beyond she's just your kids. Parents can parent how they want to parent. This isn't a conversation of breastfeeding versus formula, cloth diapering versus disposables, Montessori versus not Montessori. That's not what this discussion's about. This is a discussion about actively putting a child in harm's way for content, for engagement on social media. That's not a matter of differing parenting opinions or whatever. And it's not just Drew and Gabe that this argument is seen on. The Churko family, for example, also has a lot of people saying that. It's their kids, let them raise them how they want to. No, that's not the point. Because again, we're actively causing harm in these children. And also influencing people to act the same way, normalizing this kind of toxic, awful parenting choices and this awful behavior. It's not just a matter of this versus that. And if you guys are okay actively harming children, then you need to reevaluate your thinking. It makes no sense. These stands are unhinged. And kissing an influencer's ass like this, who's actively harming their children, they don't care about you. You are just getting them paid. You are just another number. You're just another like. You're just another comment. So to be here kissing their ass when they're actively harming their child makes you look like an idiot. It doesn't make them look better. And then this post is one that I thought was pretty important to share because this shows the true behind the scenes feelings of Drew and likely Gabe and everyone else involved. The picture I sent my bestie when my baby basically ignored us the whole photo session. I'm gonna miss this, right? I'm actually excited for the memories, remembering her little personality, so we shall see. Check on your toddler mamas. We are just doing our best. And her face is the face of someone who is annoyed and genuinely disappointed that her picture-perfect photo shoot didn't go picture perfectly. Not a thing. But that's what this is. And this is how she feels about her kid. This is the real Drew. This is really what's going on behind the scenes. It's not this bright and happy, we're decorating for Christmas, we're all perfect and funny. And she tries to say that. I post this so people can see that even though I post my life on here, it isn't perfect at all. LOL. It's basically admitting that she's absolutely miserable being a mother. And the thing is mothering is hard. Toddlers are a different breed of human altogether. They really are. I have a toddler. I guess technically he'd be a preschooler now. Aww. That's actually kind of sad now that I think about it. He's in preschool. Anyway, it's a lot. And he's going through a screaming phase right now, not getting what he wants, like waking up in the morning and eating Halloween candy. No, son, we cannot do that. We will not do that. It's not good for your body to wake up in the morning and eat Halloween candy, to which he has an ever-loving, screaming meltdown nightmare of a time. But that's okay, because he's a preschooler and needs to learn boundaries and that we don't eat Halloween candy first thing in the morning. So yes, it is hard and it is exhausting, but she pretends day in and day out like it's not, like it's perfect, like everything's going swimmingly. This and this face right here is how she feels day in and day out, not the shiny bullshit that she posts. So here's a post in the Drew and Gabe sub, rage baiting. It's not even amusing. Gabe just shows how bothered he is by making every post rage bait. Oh look, here's my kid with a Red Bull. So funny. We get it. You do it on purpose. Anything for views and likes, I guess. And the people in the comments playing along with it are just as annoying. It's literal cringe at this point. He thinks we fall for it, but personally, I'm just disgusted that they use Whitey for rage bait so they can stay their fesses home. Agreed. Everyone can tell it's rage bait, but it's such a disgusting tactic to use your kid for views and engagement like that. Yep. The picture of her at the chiropractor just sleeping hurts my heart. I hate being home, so I do take my toddler all places. But nap time is a sacred time that is very rarely missed at school or home. Very special occasions, we may end up having stroller naps, but all they do is run her around and feed her garbage and exploit her. It actually makes them look really broke. Rage bait posts one after another, like how bad do you need views and money? Summer Ford, Kylie Pitt, and her husband could never. What? Gabe and Drew are disgusting and smug, especially Gabe right now. He is really showing his true colors. He is obnoxious, and obviously the hate is getting to them. That must be truly why they are on the Christian religious kick with all the rage baiting. Makes total sense. Imagine being so airheaded and having no real education that you have to resort to using your child to rage bait people on the internet to pay your mortgage. Such a sad, lonely, and pathetic life they live. Louder for those in back. Exactly that. The past 48 hours has been excessive. Yeah, no doubt. Like someone said, mortgage is due. It was the end of the month. They had to really get in there with that. So another thing that I wanted to discuss with you guys was a recent photo shoot that they did, because it makes me feel really uncomfortable and I want to get your opinions on it. So does anyone else find the hand placement in these pictures cringy and to put them out on the internet? That poor baby's pictures are probably saved on so many pedos' phones and computers, likely. So they did a photo shoot, and the thing is they also did a photo shoot for Sierra, Gabe's sister, and they had the exact same type of photo. Now people are upset with where they're holding Ivory between her legs. Now I understand supporting the baby and stuff, but like to come all the way up like that, I don't know, it makes me uncomfortable. But this one isn't even the first one I saw. I'm gonna go and find the other one, because the one from Sierra really just makes me uncomfortable. So you can see here, and it looks like she's literally grabbing him. It honestly does. And that's what makes me more uncomfortable, because it's not even like her hand is there to support him while they're kind of holding him up or anything. No, it's not. And I don't know, you could have put it under his feet and he could have been, I don't know, on his leg, not directly there. But the fact that it looks like she's literally grasping at him makes me feel so uncomfortable. Maybe it's just clutching pearls, but a lot of people on the Bashing the Beals snark sub awful. I read awful as I was going to say that. Also felt the same way. This is such an awful picture. Who grabs their kid by the crotch? This makes me feel uncomfortable. These are all so bad. It's so on brand for the photographer, LMAO Gru. She can't let anyone else look good or she'll... We were all just saying how gross it was yesterday, how she always holds Irene like that. How much do you want to bet she's directed them to hold Cone that way to make it look normal? Wouldn't surprise me. She has to make herself look less bad, right? So gotta sabotage other people, I guess. They're making fun of our concern. Sounds like they are bothered by it after all. Absolutely. And Sierra also took it one step further recently and posted this. She asked, "What type of baby are you, Cohen?" And then a fan said, "I have no idea what he's saying." And she responded with, "He said content baby." They're fully admitting to being child exploiters right now. They're fully admitting to using their kids for content, which I don't know if they just missed the memo or what happened, but that's not a fucking flex, you dumb donut. It's not a flex to exploit your children online for money, for attention, for whatever reason they're doing it for. And now this is in this kid's digital footprint. Imagine growing up and seeing this when he's older, and now he knows that all he was to his mother, to his parents, was content. Like, come on. That being said, there are a bunch of people calling her out for the rage bait, and there's a bunch of fans who are saying stuff like, "I genuinely used to like you and your content, and I like the family stuff, but the rage bait is too much." So they better think long and hard about this direction that they're taking their pages in, because it's not funny. And when it's every single fucking post, it's not funny, it's not a joke anymore, it's just straight trash. And the thing is we have proof that they're drowning themselves in the Reddit because of all the rage bait that they're posting that directly ties into the criticisms that they're receiving. So they're reading the Reddit and they're actively posting rage bait that's going to piss off Reddit, which is stupid. So freaking stupid to do that. Come on. And now this is part of Cohen's digital footprint. Exactly. Do you honestly think this kid's gonna grow up and be like, "Wow, thanks for posting this to the internet, mom and dad. Why were you grabbing my crotch like that?" And these people have zero forethought of their children's future or of their own future. genuinely cannot believe that they would, I mean, I can believe it, obviously, but I can't believe that they would go so far as to start rage baiting with Ivory because of all of the rage baiters recently who have lost their platform, who have been canceled, who have had to rebrand or anything like that and are having a hard time doing so, not getting the same views because people are over rage bait. It's going to get to a certain point where these two are going to cancel themselves, and I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet. I genuinely am. And to have so many supporters in the comments just lapping this up and supporting these decisions is unhinged. Absolutely unhinged. But I wanted to just give you guys a quick update on Drew and Gabe because it's been a while and we can't let them slide too far under the radar, obviously. And when I saw that they confirmed that they were rage baiting with their kid, not only did they confirm that they're using her for content, something they said they'd never do, but to confirm that it's also rage bait content and say that out of your mouth is one of the most deplorable things you can do. Like, it's so beyond influencers, just family vloggers, just using their kids to make money, to openly admit that you're rage baiting with your daughter, your 1-year-old daughter, is unhinged behavior. So Drew and Gabe, I genuinely hope you have the day you deserve, which Gabe was because he lost his $100 tackle box. Karma at its finest. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe before you head out, and have a fantastic, wonderful, beautiful day wherever you are in the world. And I will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.